Okay, so if you're playing parkland course and then you get to play links courses, or maybe you go away for like a week's golf with the boys and you sort of go and play up on the sort of Southport coast, or you go to Scotland or Ireland or whatever, you know, should you change your setup? Well, that's a good question, because technically you don't want to change too much, but the conditions are so different, almost like it's being chucked from fresh water to salt water. It's a completely different set of scenarios. So I would always have sort of a 16 club, 17 club kind of rotation squad, if you don't want to call it something like that in football terms. Top of the bag, if you're a hybrid guy, like say for instance a TS2 or TS3, maybe you should look at maybe a 510 driving iron for the week. So you just knock it down. You go to the open and work on the vans. That week, if it's windy, guess what? Lofts are getting strengthened and one irons are becoming super popular. So that wouldn't be the worst idea if you were to drop in, drop out from hybrid to 3 iron, depending how confident you are on your strike and your delivery. So be careful with what you wish for here. If you're a sweep slider, you know, that ain't going to be too good with a 3 iron. You're going to put the ball back a little bit and get a little bit more down on the strike. So there is pros and cons here, but if you can handle it, that's a good way to do it. The other probably simplest way of doing it is at the bottom of the bag in the wedges. So if you're a little steep and a little diggy on it, then you've got the X grind here, new jaws wedge. That's got 12 degrees of bounce. It's got the C grind on it, if you can see that on the cellophane over it. So links course, normally a little tighter turf, like imagine this tabletop is links turf. You can see that bounce is wanting to go backwards. You've also then got the C grind, which is 8 degrees, which is 4 degrees less bounce. Similar sort of profile of the heel, toe, back ribbon relief, but that sits much flusher. So if you're nipping it off those really tight sort of pure lies, you don't fancy seeing it halfway up. So imagine, as in magic here, ball in pocket, and you've got that halfway up the ball, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to knife this, where that little bit extra, or less bounce I should say, sits in behind the ball nice and tight. You feel you can nip it off the turf. You hear that all the time on the TV, guys want to nip it off that pure turf. You put the higher bounce on, you can see it's sitting high off the ground, right? So then you've got to then hit either more down on it, get steeper, a bit dodgy, or if you sort of get a bit nervous on it and come up on it, or shallow out, you're going to half ball it and knife it across the green at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So that's something which you can look at. Another thing as well you can look at is changing the golf ball for the week. So if you're a tightest player with Pro V, you might go to an AVX that spins less in the wind. Again, it's chipping and putting, and I'd always reverse engineer. I keep saying this about golf ball. Reverse engineer it. Putt, chip, pitch before you look at drivers. But on those extreme circumstances, you might change the ball and get a bit more penetration through the wind. But that's something which you can probably, you as a player will know what to feel like. But that's something which you can look at about parkland and links golf, just as a sort of a snapshot of what can and can't happen.